That's the first rejection we're gonna go based off. Get y'all's attention. It's probably the funniest meme this guy ever shared. Is this one?
When the buyer says, "Let me ask the wife, and I'll get back to you."
Let's start off with that one. Noah, can you explain who you are and why I have you here? And then we'll go from there. And then I want you to handle that rejection that I just gave you.
Who I am is a great question. A lot of you may know me. A lot of you may not know me. As you know, I'm not real big into the social media space, because I built a brand from scratch, phone calls, doing it the old way, reaching out to people, knocking on doors. So this is one of my first experiences with the social media thing. So great question.
First rejection. If someone tells you, let me talk to my wife.
So first,
how will you deal with that?
That's the great question. So first thing that you're actually going to want to do, the first thing you're going to want to deal with is when you're knocking on doors, you need to make sure that you're dealing with the qualified buyer, right? Mm-hmm. Just because the wife answers the door or the husband answers the door, that doesn't mean either one of them are qualified, right? Who is the decision maker here? Who do I need to speak to? And before you ever sit down at the table, before you're ever trying to close the deal, you want to make sure, are you the only person that has to make a decision in this deal?
Cool. And how can you phrase that to a homeowner? Let's say the wife answers the door. How can you phrase that so it doesn't look too aggressive that you want to talk to the decision maker?
So as a sales guy, mm-hmm. you never want to come off aggressive. That's the number one failure in this business mm-hmm. is everyone try to be a robot, right? Hi, my name is blah, blah. You want to be a human being, right? People respond to humans. Mm-hmm. So as a human being, the first thing you're going to want to do is, you're the queen of the castle, or what's up, my man? How are you today? You run this place, I'm assuming, right? And you're going to want to make sure that you're talking to the person that makes the decisions. And the best way that you're able to find that out is strictly by asking. People don't want you to be scared of them. They don't want you to be like, oh my God, she's going to think I'm sexist or racist or whatever. You want to ask, man, are you the decision maker, or is your wife the decision maker, or do y'all make decisions together on finance, vice versa?
Okay, cool. And then for whatever reason, he says, yeah, I'm the decision maker. But at the end of the day, you give him the quote and he's like, okay, well, I still want to run it with my wife. What do you say with that?
If he is the decision maker and you get to a point as the salesperson mm-hmm. where he wants to run it by his wife, you didn't do your job. Your job as the salesperson was not done, because you need to make sure when you first sit down, listen, before I go through this, my job is very intensive. My job takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. I don't want to present this all to you for you to just have to go back and ask her. Mm-hmm. Now, if I give you this deal today, we have to do it right now. Is this something we can agree on before we even get into the process? You want to make sure you're dealing with somebody that can make decisions, mm-hmm. not waste your time, because salespeople don't get paid off of talking to you. I'm not getting paid when I'm sitting down at Mr. Mike's table mm-hmm. or Miss Allison's table. Mm-hmm. I'm getting paid based off of the service I provide them. Mm-hmm. And that's going to come down to, is it worth them to protect their family or to save their family or to keep their family from whatever the business we're in? Can they make that decision to where it doesn't hurt their family, doesn't affect their family, and we get the deal done?
Love it, love it, love it. So, I want to add my 2 cents. I've been in that situation where a customer would say, let me run it with my wife. And I've done it twice and it has worked twice on me. And I'm not saying you should do it too, but it's me saying, whenever they tell me, hey, I need to talk to my wife, I just got to switch up my tone. I squint my eyes and I'm like, oh, okay. I assume she does the, decision making in the finance and in the finance aspect. And I don't know why, but they be turning on me. They're like, you know what? Let's do it. So if you attack them like that, because I seen another video, I don't know if you've seen this video, but there's a video where these 2 guys in El Paso, they own, I think, an epoxy.
Yeah, I know exactly who they are.
Prepping the concrete, removing the paint. You're looking at 1700.
So there's a video where they tell a Ferrari owner, the guy says, oh, I'll think about it. But they tell the Ferrari owner, oh, don't worry. We have a financial plan where you can make payments, monthly payments. Bro, that guy just turned immediately. He's like, no, I want to, you know what? I don't want to think about it anymore. I'll pay in full.
You can either do the financing, and the financing.
No, I don't want to do financing.
Okay.
Actually, you know what, bro? Let's just do it.
Let's do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Good.
So you can turn things around. Like if you can't really make it to the financial like maker or whatever, they start giving you shadows, whatever the case is, and at the end they end up telling you, okay, let me run it with my wife. Just end it with that. Like, hey, I assume she runs the like financial decisions around this home, and then I don't know why that kind of triggers like a man that he's like, no, you know what? I'm the one that makes the decision making. I'll make the decision.
I've seen that happen numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is 100% going to work on the alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is there's not always going to be the alpha male. Sometimes you are dealing with that mean picture you showed everyone at the beginning. You're dealing with those guys, and they just will not make a decision because they're so worried about their wife leaving them or getting a divorce or saying, oh, you can't see the kids, that they just agree. They sit in their little corner, they make all the money, they buy everything for the house, and they sit in their corner and agree. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a salesman, it's not going to matter if they're Alpha, Beta, John, Jim, or Joe. You're going to get the thing signed because they need that to protect and help their family.
Amazing. That was good.
That's what you need to do.
That was good. All right, let's go with the second rejection.
Second rejection. See, he's actually making me go into these rejections blind. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're going to be about. So this is a great learning tool for all of you guys to just think on your toes, right? You don't have to be a salesperson that goes through this monotone piece of paper that you've read 30 times from your Master Chief Potato, okay? Go into the idea of being a human being and just rolling with the things people say. Have a normal conversation.
All right, I wrote down the second rejection on the whiteboard. I'm gonna make him turn around, and then I want him to think on his feet, and then let's see what he got. Read it.
So first time looking at it?
Yeah.
Okay. I already have someone.
All right, sit down.
I already have someone. That's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Okay. Are there people that have other pest control companies, other security companies, other finance companies? Absolutely. Every freaking time someone is going to have someone because you're a nuisance to them. Mm-hmm. You're knocking on their door. They're working hard. They could be in the middle of a call. Their dogs could be barking. For all you know, they could be on maternity leave and she just had a baby and you just woke her up from the one nap she's had in months, right? So I have noticed from being in every sales industry possible, from car sales, insurance sales, financial sales, solar, security, roofing, every single one of those industries, of course somebody has a guy. Of course somebody has left them a card before. Mm-hmm. Do you know what happens to those cards? When you give someone a card, they throw it in their little drawer, they throw it in the kitchen, and it goes to the bottom. If they go look around all day long, they have someone. But the truth of the matter is unless someone is in a contract, and they're not just going to tell you they're in a contract, you're going to have to open up. You're going to have to work to that. You're going to have to build up that relationship, again, as a person, not a robot, mm-hmm. right? But if you have a good enough deal and they haven't had it done, haven't had what you have done in long enough time, and you're offering them something they can't refuse, and you're actually treating them like a human being, nobody has anyone. Mm-hmm. Think about it like the famous people you see on the media, right? I'm not a big follow the media, social media person, like I've said, but once the Stefan Diggs and Cardi B, right? That wasn't Offset's girl. It was Offset's turn. It was their turn, guys, and now it's yours if you're knocking on that door.
All right, Noah, I want you to turn around and get the third rejection that you just got hit at the door.
Third rejection. I'm not interested. That's actually one of the easiest rejections to deal with in the industry. Overcoming that objection, completely different scenario, right? You have to be able to go to the next door. That's the craziest thing in this business. Yeah. Whether you're dialing numbers, whether you're telemarketing, whether you're sending emails, or whether you're knocking doors, you have to be able to do one thing. Have the mind of a goldfish, my friend. And what that means is essentially every time you talk to somebody, you're going to get 90% more no's than you're going to get yeses. Here is the beauty of calling, knocking doors, paying for leads, whatever. There's another lead. If you get told by 7 Karens, I'm not interested, Matt right next door with the no trespassing sign, believe it or not, is the one who is interested. And do you know why a lot of people have no trespassing signs? Oh, you'll get shot on my... These people won't do anything. These people like to talk on social media. I'm hard. I'm tough. My wife or my husband will beat you up, or is military. They're not interested because they don't know what you have. Show them what you have. Show them what you can provide. And if they're not interested, the next person is. Keep moving. Get the sale. NXT.
I love that. And I'm going to add my 2 cents too, Noah.
Absolutely.
So, whenever I see no trespassing, please don't be afraid to knock. He has a huge point. Sometimes it's just like a little shadow, so they can stay, like, reduce the amount of door knockers. And I actually got into from trespassing, like, got homeowners that have trespassing signs. I knocked on their doors, and I was able to close the deal.
Sometimes they have those signs because they're scared of being sold. What you're saying, they don't want to talk to you because they know they're such nice people. They're gonna buy what you have.
There you go. Best way to put it. I know he's so good with his wording. That's why I wanted to invite him to this like podcast. It's like my first time I do this type of podcast, and hopefully we have a good turnaround to the point where we keep doing this. But
We'd love to keep helping these guys. I mean, everybody wants to know, but people are afraid to ask. And also, a lot of people, for this type of information in 2025, everyone is selling a course or charging or trying to say, hey, if you want to learn this, pay me $99 or go to my high tickets. We're going to just come on here and actually answer any questions you guys may have about sales, finance, raising money, building a company, building pest control, whatever it is. We can actually just answer these questions for you guys and put it out to the world for you guys to see.
All right, 4th rejection. Noah, turn around, and I want you to think on your feet, and let's see what you got to counterattack this rejection.
First thing I'm going to have to do is support my friends down at Crown Royale. Appreciate you having me here today. Let's go ahead and take a look at what these people have to say. Too expensive. That's the easiest one we have dealt with all day. Cheap shit ain't good. Good shit ain't cheap. We are not in, no matter what industry you're in, we are not in the people pleasing their pockets business. We have bills, we have overhead, we have payroll, we have commissions to pay, not only make. When we make them, 9 times out of 10, we have people under us that need to be paid as well. No one is too expensive. As a salesperson, you have not built up the quality enough.
That was good. I agree. When it comes to pest control, I held my standards pretty high when it comes to pest control quotes. It irritates me when people ask me for a discount when it comes to pest control. The only times I'm really lenient on discounts is termites and rodents, because then again, those are big tickets, and I don't mind reducing a bit. Like if you're in the military, I try to find a way to reduce it. Like I reduce the warranty, whatever the case is, to win that customer. But when it comes to pest control, I like to held my standards pretty high.
McDonald's has never lowered the price of my meal because I thought that it should be a little cheaper, or because I thought the freaking worker behind the counter was incompetent. When you're not doing your job and things aren't being done the right way, that matters.
Yep.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do as a winner, you're winning, you're selling, you're closing. It could be 1,000, it could be 10,000, it could be 100,000. You did your job. It's their job to come up with the cash.
There you go. And it's so crazy that they always find a way. Like they could be freaking in debt, and they find a way. Like they want to get rid of their rodents, they want to get rid of their termites, and they're like, they pull out a freaking loan or credit card just to pay for my services.
If you build value, it doesn't matter if you're selling a used car that doesn't run. If you build the right value, there's an ask for that seat.
Yep.
Build the value. Don't worry about what they can't afford, because everyone in America is in debt. They can come up with a way to afford it if they want to.
Yep.
Make sure you're doing your job well enough to where that is not a question.
Very sad point, but very true. So many people here in America are in debt, but hey, they always find a way. All right, let's go with the last rejection, and then hopefully we can end it strong. And then let's see what Noah you got. You can throw in any other 2 cents you want to add as in sales tips after this rejection. But let's see what we got after this 5th one. We got the last rejection of the day. Let's see what you got with this one. Turn around.
Lucky number 5. I'm just going to sit for this one. Let me think about it. Whew. We finally came to one that is not that easy. I like the idea of coming to a question that should not be so easy, right? Because, and granted, with this being said, a lot of you guys are going to read this and hear this and watch this, and you're going to just think that I'm just so quick with it, right? The truth is this has been since I was 8 years old. I mean, my dad has been in the sales industry. My family's been in the sales industry. And these are things that over time I've just learned should not be difficult, right? But this one right here, this one's difficult. Because what do they need to think about? Right? This is almost as bad as when you knock on the door at the beginning with the no soliciting signs like we talked about earlier. What is there to think about? Because 7 times out of 10, I'm going to say 70%, the real statistic for people getting the door slammed in their face is 67.2, but we're 70%, right? 7 out of 10 people are going to slam that door, right? And they're not going to want to hear anything that we have to say. And the hard truth of that is, they usually don't even know what you have. Oh, you're the solar guys. Oh, you're the pest control guys. Oh, you're the security guys. They don't know what you have, right? So what is there to think about? This kind of goes back to question number 3 about moving on to the next customer. Some customers just aren't your customers. You could knock on the door as a Hispanic young man and be told no today. And they wanted your product. I could knock on the door 10 minutes later and they tell me yes just because I'm white.
Good point.
Jamal could knock on the door Thursday and the only lady in the neighborhood is a young black lady. She don't want to deal with anybody but Jamal. When people want to think about it, 9 times out of 10 that has nothing to do with you as a salesman. It has to do with that just initial approach of those people. And if they don't like you, they're not going to buy from you. And you can't oversell that because you didn't do anything wrong. Those people have a prejudice in their hearts that's not going to allow you inside of their house.
That's a good point. I'm going to add my 2 cents as well on this one. I've seen there's a podcast where it says that there's studies have shown that sometimes people end up buying from that person just because he was nice.
Interviewing thousands of customers, if you ask the customers to give you back a single word to describe top salespeople, you buy from this person, you've bought from this person for several years, can you describe him or her in a single word? Do you know what the number 1 word that comes back when describing the top salespeople in every industry? It's the word nice. The perception is that this is a nice person. When they ask the person, what do you mean by nice? They say positive, cheerful, easy to get along with, friendly, trustworthy. I like him or her. I feel good about him or her. He or she is a nice person.
So your approach is so correct. It's spot on. Like if they don't like you, they're going to end up buying from Jamal or from someone that's white. It all depends what they're looking for in a person. Could be race, could be personality. And they just got to be likable to the point they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give that guy a chance.
To that point, I will say about this, understanding your surroundings when they want you to think about it is very important, right? Understanding your surroundings. You don't go into a $90,000 to $115,000 neighborhood rocking the Rolex and 3 chains when you knock on their door. Okay? But you also don't go do that in a super nice neighborhood with $500,000 homes either, because instead of thinking that they're funding your business, they think they're funding your lifestyle and your hobbies.
Wow, good point.
If you're showing up to people and they automatically either think that you think you're better than them or you're trying to show them you have money, that's why you're there, they're always going to want to think about it because they don't know where their money is going. So you want to be, when you're out on the doors, I mean, you want to be modest. Be yourself with the money you make. Take your $600, $700, $800 commissions per sale and be you. But when you're out in the streets, you don't need on your $800 Jordans. You don't need on a Dior shirt. A nice collared shirt, black or white, red, whatever the company of your color is. You don't even have to have a logo here. Khaki shorts, some blue jeans or shorts, some shoes, normal watch. Get a Casio to wear out there in the hoods, right? Look like a professional, but don't look like you're either better than them or trying to compete with them. Especially if you're going to $1 million neighborhoods trying to sell. You show up with a Rolex but a $4,000 Camry. You just look like a fraud in the wrong neighborhood. So you have to be able to read your surroundings. People know who they're talking to. Super rich people, They already know if they wanted you, they'd have you, so you're going to have to offer a deal. Super poor people, they don't want to be flexed on. The middle class, they just want to be normal people because that's what they are. So it all kind of let me think about it. It goes back into that not being a robot. Because if you get inside someone's house, they invite you in their home, you sit at their table, and they need to think about it. It's not the product, it's you. It's the truth is it's you.
Hey, there you go. He's being transparent as possible, and I love that. This is why I had to invite him, because this guy is like a savage and so direct and very transparent. And I was like, I need to have this sales guy. He's amazing because when it comes to sales, he can sell a freaking pen. I don't know, you name it. That dude can sell anything. So that's why I wanted to have him.
Pen. Hey, that's a great example. I mean, everybody always says, you know, how do you sell that pen, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people are going up and look at this pen, but pen, but pen. You don't even know if that person wants a pen. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are. Let them know what company you work with. If they're not interested, hand them a card. Let them know you're not the card guy. The price won't be the same. Hit that next door or make that next call.
Love that. You gotta add some urgency in there. Like, hey, the price is not gonna be the same.
The price is the price today.
Today, there you go. I'm glad you added this to this video, because that is something I like to do whenever I'm quoting around for termites or rodents. I'm like, hey, this is the price. It might change because your rodent situation is gonna get even worse after I leave. So very good spot, very good addition. And that's a wrap to this video. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure y'all hit that like button, because I would love to create more content like this, more future podcasts. If this video gets a lot of traction, enough traction, I'm pretty sure Noah would love to keep coming back.
If you guys do what you're supposed to do and you hit that like button, that comment button, that share button, you'll get to see me again. It won't be your last time.
Anyways, this is Aviator Pest Control, where we fly and bugs eye. See y'all next time.